Today, I'm going to be taking a look at this 500 watt portable power station that PowerSmart sent me to review. This video is not intended to take the place of the owner's manual or other documentation that comes with this unit. If you've bought one of these, make sure you take the time to read through all the documentation that comes with it before you use it. Inside the box, we of course have the power station itself. Also included is an AC charger. This outputs 24 volts at 5 amps. We of course have the owner's manual, which again I encourage you to read through before using this unit. We also get a 12 volt adapter for a car, so you could charge this off of your car. And we also get an adapter to connect up to an MC4 connection on a solar panel. So that's kind of a nice touch. We'll put this to the test later. Rough overall dimensions of the unit are about 11.5 inches wide, approximately 8 inches thick, and about 7 3/4 inches tall with the handle folded down. With the handle folded up, we get about an additional 2.5 inches of height. This unit's a little bit heavy for my workshop scale, but according to the manual, it weighs in at about 13.4 pounds. Starting at the top, we have the carry handle, which conveniently folds down into the top of the unit and gives you sort of a nice flat surface on top. Speaking of the top, we also have a wireless phone charging pad up here on the top. Built into the handle, we have a flashlight with a button right here. If I push the button once, this side light comes on. Pushing it a second time switches over to the light in the handle. And then pushing it a third time shuts both lights off. Taking a look at the front panel, up here in the top corner we have the DC input jack. And of course there is a dust cover over it. If I flip that up, you can see the jack itself underneath. Underneath these two covers we have the AC outlets. Underneath this dust cover we have 3 traditional USB ports and 1 USB-C port. The 3 up here are capable of 3 amps output. And underneath this dust cover, we have the traditional automotive style DC power jack and 2 coaxial DC power jacks. And it looks like these are capable of delivering up to 10 amps. And of course up here is the main power switch to turn the unit on and off. If I spin this around, you can see here is the intake for the cooling and the flashlight right here. On the back, we have the product information and warning labels. On the other side, we have some more louvers with the cooling fans directly behind them. And if I flip this up, you can see on the bottom we have some more warnings and information about the unit and some rubber feet. Now I noticed a couple of things about these AC outlets that I haven't noticed on other power stations similar to this. The first is that they are stamped with the UL logo right on them. The other thing I noticed is that the ground lug actually has a metal contact inside, as opposed to some of these that just have an opening so that the ground pin on your plug will kind of fit in there. Having said that, there is no provision to externally ground this, so I'm not sure if that contact that's inside of there really is going to do anything for us. Now, even though the machine is on, all of these outlet banks are currently turned off. If I want to enable them, I just have to push the button that is above each bank. You can see I've got the AC outlets activated. Right here on the LCD screen you can see the word AC is lit up, and we have a current power draw of 5 watts, which is probably just the internal lighting for the LCD. And then up here we have an output runtime of about 45 hours or so estimated. You can see it's kind of flipping back and forth. If I turn the other outlet banks on, you can see that an icon lights up here on the screen to let us know that each one is on or off. With the charger connected up, you can see that the battery charge indicator is kind of blinking here to let us know it's actively charging. We're putting in about 98 watts or so right now, and it should take about 2.2 hours to get to full charge. And there is an indicator up here at the top of the LCD to let me know it is in input mode. So just to test whether or not this unit can provide power while it's charging, I connected up this halogen desk lamp, turned it on, and you can see that it obviously is providing power while it is charging. So that's a good feature. And if we take a look at the status on the LCD screen, you can see we're currently drawing about 50 watts from the halogen lamp, and the time to charge has gone up to 3.8 hours, but it still is charging while providing power to the lamp. So to test out the USB charging and throw just a little bit more load on this, I hooked up my phone, which is close to being dead. We're at about 17% charge and charging rapidly from the USB-C port. And looking at the LCD, you can see that the draw has gone up to about 67 watts or so, and time to fully charge has gone up to 5.8. So I've turned off all the ports. All we have is the charger going. You can see over here, time to charge has gone down to 1.9 hours. To test out the wireless charging capability of the PowerSmart, I found a phone that had wireless charging capability and placed it on top of the charging pad. As you can see in this screenshot, the phone started to charge up. It was about 39% full at the time and was going to take about an hour and 24 minutes to get to full capacity. So this is a handy feature to have on your power station if you've got a wireless charging capable phone like this Google Pixel 7. Now, I really like the form factor of this unit with sort of the flat top and the handle that folds down into the case. That way when I'm loading up the vehicle like I am here for a camping trip, I can kind of put this in on the bottom and then put stuff on top of it if I need to. So I've had the PowerSmart for about a week now. I actually took it on a camping trip last weekend, and we used it for charging phones and blowing up air mattresses, that kind of a thing. And it worked pretty good. I think right now it's about 60% charge, but I figured I'd bring it out and use it to charge my Ego weed trimmer and leaf blower batteries since I just got done mowing the lawn and used both of these. Now, I've actually got a solar panel set up over here too, so we can see how the solar panel works with the PowerSmart. The PowerSmart is now charging up these two batteries. The fans on both of these battery chargers have kicked on, as has the fan on the PowerSmart. You can see right now we're drawing pretty close to 500 watts. We're actually exceeding 500 watts. And I've got about 57% on the battery. So we're exceeding the specs on this thing just a little bit. I've got a 100-watt solar panel set up over here. Let's plug it in to the PowerSmart and see if that can help. You can see with the solar panel plugged in, we are producing some charge here right now. So right after I plugged in the solar panel, the AC shut off. I think the PowerSmart realized it was being a little bit overloaded and protected itself. I've unplugged one of the batteries over here. I'm going to turn the AC back on and we'll see if we can charge one of them while we've got the solar panel in and charging the PowerSmart. So now with one Ego battery charger plugged in, you can see we're drawing about 265 watts or so. Now I've got the solar panel plugged in, but it's only producing about 60 watts or so in its current orientation. That's not enough to offset the 260 watt draw coming from the Ego battery charger, but it's still helping the PowerSmart kind of extend its life just a little bit. Now, of course, if I unplug the Ego battery charger and get that out of the way, you can see that the 60 watts or so charge from the solar panel will now charge the PowerSmart completely in about 3 hours, since there's no longer any draw on it. The PowerSmart isn't going to supply enough power to run power tools or anything like that, so may not be the best choice for the job site, but it is a handy device to have if you're going to go car camping or if you want a backup power source for the house to run some low power devices in the event that you have a power outage.